why am I even doing all of this? I think I just like the pain. So in 2017, I actually started my real estate career. I joined a really amazing team at the time. The brand of the team was the Matheson Klein Group. I started making phone calls. It was really where I started. I was basically an ISA, inside sales agent. And during that time, that actually helped me to learn and understand scripts and just kind of figure out how to deal with objections and whatnot. And I was only an ISA for about 4 months, but that time really helped me to understand like scripting, how to talk to people, repositioning a conversation to be helpful and valuable for the person that I'm actually speaking with. At the end of the day, when you're speaking with someone, you really want to understand them more than just trying to tell them what you can do for them. I mean, how are you going to know what's even going to be fruitful for them if you don't even understand what challenges they're running into? So that was really, really, really helpful for me. I had an opportunity to jump into production. The opportunity presented itself, and I said, well, heck yeah. So I took it and I jumped in, and from there I think I did really well. My first year alone, I did 24 deals, and then every year after that, I just increased my production. 2019, I started kind of really understanding the commercial environment, like really getting a feel for what commercial deals look like, and kind of really started tracking like what the difference between the different categories and whatnot. And then by the time I got to 2020, I decided I really need to start transitioning. If I'm going to do this, I really have to get in deep. I found a mentor, which was really difficult for me to find initially, but I found a mentor in someone that I was aware of in the business, that someone on our team, actually one of the leadership of our team, had recommended that I just chat with him. His name was Bob Proper. So Bob is really great guy, very knowledgeable in the commercial space, and I decided to take a year hiatus from residential just to really understand commercial. I learned a ton. It allowed me to really understand sort of the ins and outs of commercial real estate, understand different categories of real estate in a really much deeper fashion. He helped me to really understand a lot of the things that he's already used to, which is the retail tenant rep side, the development side of things, which was really, really impactful. I got a chance to go to a couple conferences that, just really great networking opportunities, and really understand sort of the inner workings of what happens on the commercial side, which was powerful stuff. Now I'm in the mix of closing, some commercial business. I'm in the middle of multiple deals that I'm working on, which is great. I have a really good, strong pipeline, since 2020, we're in 23 now. I've been able to really develop a nice, solid commercial business. So it's been a really interesting journey so far, and I'm super excited to just kind of be sharing that with you. Obviously, we are, in a really weird space, both from the real estate side, from the economic side, political side. So there's just kind of a weird space we're in. There's a lot of talk about what's happening with the economy and what could potentially happen. So I think my take here is, as I go through the process of expanding my business, my commercial business, as I go through the process of expanding my business, I'm also going through the process of figuring out, like, what do I need to do to hedge against any potential downturn that could happen, which obviously there's no way I can predict the future, but we've been on an upswing for such a long time. Real estate has historically run in cycles, and it seems like we've been on an upward cycle for a long enough time that this adjustment is feeling like the adjustment for the downward cycle. So while there's a lot of optimism that is still existing in the real estate market, for some, there's obviously pessimism that's coming from others. I'm just being cautious. I am optimistic about what's happening with our particular market. I think the Central Florida market in particular is going to behave a little different different than the rest of the United States, just because of some of the things that I think that we already have in place, as well as some things that are coming down the pipeline with regard to how Florida's economy is going to function. So, and I'll get into that in other episodes. For that's a conversation for another episode. But I do see. I do feel like there's a lot of optimism that is warranted for our market, but I do realize that I need to be cautious because, you know, there are a lot of good reasons why the commercial market in particular could be seeing heavy headwinds that would make it very challenging for a commercial agent to get through some of those potential perils. So I'm being cautiously optimistic. I have some strategies that I'm looking at in terms of how I'm going to be developing my business. And one of the things that I want to make with this particular this video series is really just to document the process. I'm going to be asking, for your advice as well. If you are an existing business, it doesn't have to be real estate. This is just real estate happens to be my business, but I'm really going to be talking about this as from a business perspective. So while obviously I do commercial real estate, and most of the examples that I'm going to be giving are going to be from a commercial real estate perspective. I mean, a lot of the, a lot of the models that I'm going to be talking about, a lot of the implementation that I'm going to be talking about is stuff that can be really applied towards any business. I'm just going to be talking about it from a commercial side. I'm very motivated to really make this work. So, what I would say here, at least the things that I've learned so far, which again, there's a lot to learn, but what I've learned so far is consistency is king, right? It's a really big element as to what has been successful for me so far. And I have a hard time with consistency, but I really am working towards being more and more consistent in my day-to-day activities in my business, because I see the impact that it has. Patience is also another thing that I've not historically been good at, but I've been working diligently to be more patient with my business, with the things I do at home, how I manage my finances, all that good stuff, because I see that patience has a ton of value as well. I just wanted to kind of share with you what this process is looking like. I'm trying to format these videos in a way that actually makes some sense, and it's not just me rambling on. What I'm hoping that you guys will take away from these videos is just, hey, this has been my experience. Maybe you can learn something from it. Maybe you can pick some things off. I'm going to try to share books that I'm reading and things that I'm learning, and hopefully that stuff will help you guys out in whatever endeavor that you guys are working in or working towards, and we can go through this journey together. I hope that this is helpful for you guys. Maybe this video may be a little redundant because I kind of did a little bit of this in last week, but I was just kind of winging it. So I'm gonna be. I really want to be consistent with format, because I think that is helpful, and try and see if we can make something that's going to be worth watching. If you guys have any comments, please leave them below. Please share, please like. That all helps with the algorithm. If you want to see more of these videos, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. That's there. I'm not sure, it's one of these sides. I do this. I figure if I do this enough times, I will figure out what side it's on. But you guys can see where the subscribe button hit. I mean, just hit the button. All right, I'm out. Peace.